All right, guys. So we are learning Illustrator, and what we're going to do is we are going to make a birthday card in Illustrator, and it's going to include a three-tiered cake that you design. You get to choose the colors. The cake is going to have some details that you're going to have to make, and as well as a candle and a little flame with a glow. And then we will also make a card background and we will add text. All right, so this is going to be a multi-video project that will show you how to make a cake, how to work with text and Illustrator, and it should give you just a good idea about the foundations. So to get started, I would open up a new file in Illustrator, and I would say let's set the size as 5 inches by 5 inches. And I only want one artboard. Perfect. And because this is a birthday card, which means potentially it's going to get printed, because I mean, cards are usually printed. So we may not print them, but just so you know, whenever we're going to have something that might be printed, in the settings here, we usually want the color mode to be CMYK. That means that what you see, the preview of the colors, is going to reflect ink colors because CMYK is like printer colors. RGB are screen colors. So if we were only working and making something that would only be seen on screens, we wouldn't have to worry about CMYK. But I'm going to put it in CMYK just for now. Click create. Perfect. Okay, so in my example, oops, let me hide this. There you go. In my example, I have three tiers, and I'm going to show you first how to make those tiers or those cake levels, all right? So I'm going to go back to my new document. And to make the cake levels, I'm going to start with a rectangle tool. So first of all, I am working in Workspace Essentials Classic, which that's usually always what all of our videos are going to be in. I just like it. I think it's really well organized. So if your space does not look like mine, go to Window, Workspace, Essentials Classic. Okay, now over here, there is a button where we get the different shapes we can use. If you right click right here, you'll see different shapes. I want to use the rectangle tool. And then I'm going to go to my fill and stroke. This is very similar to Photoshop. I'm going to double click on the fill and I'm going to choose a color. And I think maybe for this cake, I might want it to be like a lime green sage looking cake. And I want to click on the stroke and turn that off because I don't need a stroke for this. Okay, good. I got my colors picked. I got my shape selected. And I am now going to just click and drag to make a square. Now, if I hold down Shift, it'll keep even, but I don't really care about it keeping even. So I'm just going to put it, just make a kind of bottom tier that I want. That's good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my black selection arrow. That's what this arrow is. This arrow, the black selection, allows you to click and move a whole shape or a collection of things. The white arrow right here allows us to click on individual anchor points. That's what the points are at the end of each shape. Those are called anchor points. So with my white direct selection arrow, I can click on an anchor point to select it, and then I can click on it and I can move it around. All right, which that's not useful to us in this instance, but just so you know, that's the difference between those two. Okay, so I am going to make a new square. It's going to be my mid tier, and then I'm going to click and drag and make my top tier. Okay, perfect. Now I want these automatically to be aligned. So first thing is I'm going to put them kind of stack them a little bit. Stack that. But I don't know if that's perfectly aligned. Like my human eyes may not have put it perfectly aligned. So I'm going to use the black arrow and grab all my tiers by clicking and dragging to select all of them. And then I am going to go up to Window. And here we have all of our different panels. We're going to go to Pathfinder. And the only reason we're going there is because the Pathfinder and the Align and Transform are always together. And I actually want the Align panel because I am going to click Horizontal Align Center, which means it's going to perfectly line up and stack the cake tiers. Cool. Okay, so next, cakes are usually not super square. Like they don't have sharp corners. So what I'm gonna do is, again with my black selection arrow, grab all of my cakes. Actually, I'm gonna revise that. We're gonna use the white arrow. I'm gonna use the white arrow, and I'm gonna click on the top points of each tier. Okay, so here, 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 and here. So I'm going to click on the first anchor point here, and you can see it's white right now, but when I click on it, it should highlight blue. Perfect. Now I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to click on the next one. Hold down Shift, click on the next one. Hold down Shift. And holding down Shift as you click on things will mean you select multiple things. So now I have all these corners selected, okay? Now, if you zoom in a little, you'll notice there's like this little weird round like circle or meatball shape on the inside corners. If you click on one of those and drag, you can round out the tops of your cake. So I'm going to round mine out a little bit just to make it look a little more cakeish. You can mess with it if you want it to look really kind of round. You can do what you want. But I do think we need to round it so that it looks cake-like. Okay? Okay. Cool. So this is the base of our cake. All right. First of all, we're going to go File, Save As, and we're going to save to our Creative Cloud before anything else happens, because we don't want to lose this. So I'm just going to call it cake. Hit save. Okay. Now you can do this next part how you want, but you need to have a decoration item on top of your cake. You can have multiple if you want. I did a strawberry for my example. Um, but you need to make some sort of little decoration element, all right? And how you do that is up to you. Um, we also are going to make some drips, or you can make some like kind of piping work. So this next part, what I would do is I would look at some reference images. So you can see I have Pinterest here, and I kind of just looked up cake designs, and I was kind of looking for stuff that I thought was cute. I really like this little blue vintage cake. So what I might do is right click and I'm gonna copy, I think I can copy this image. Let me try it. Copy this image, go back to my Illustrator and paste. Oh, that worked. There we go. Sometimes copy and paste does not work. Just because I like the look of this. So maybe I'm going to try to take kind of some of these ideas like the kind of little string piping, and maybe I try to apply that to this cake, right? Okay, so what I would say is once you're here, collect a few reference images for your cake. All right, so I would say at least one or two reference images that show kind of some of the decoration you want to try to add in here. Okay, all right, do that, and then you can proceed with the next video.